All right, we should be live. Welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. I appreciate you being here. For everybody in the live stream, give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. And also let me know if you can hear system audio. Let me do like a real quick audio check. Let's see.
Their eyes are not to be trusted.
Can you guys hear that audio? Can you hear my audio and system audio? Just let me know. Once you do, I'll get started because time is valuable. You don't get it back once it's spent. It's one of those things that when you spend it, you don't get it back. So you got to invest it wisely. So as soon as I see a 5x5, which means good on my audio, good on system audio, we will be good. Okay, so we got Geo says 5-5. Go to go, says Doug. Awkward's here, Woken. 5x5 from Woken. Richard Singer says yes. Well, West Colorado Citizen Press, thanks for being a member. If you haven't become a member yet, please do so. It really helps with the channel. What we have here is basically we have a standoff. We have a standoff between three agencies in Georgia. You got the Georgia Sheriff's Office, you got the Georgia State Patrol, and you got the local Georgia Police Department. And the issue is jail availability. Well, there's two issues. Jail availability and agency priority. Since the Sheriff's Office runs the Muskogee County Jail, they give their Sheriff's Office deputies priority when they bring in a criminal. But let's watch this because I think it's really interesting on the psychological scale because they will treat each other in a completely different way than they would treat us if we were to have a standoff with them. Spoiler alert, there's no guns pulled, no tasers, maybe minimal threats of violence. One of the lieutenants gets on the phone with the chief and says, it looks like it's about to come to blows here. Well, not really, but there are interesting things that happen during this standoff that I think we should take note of. And this is another interesting part about this situation right here is government is not the answer to the problem. Government is the problem. And these people right here prove it. Let's go ahead and roll it.
All right, we got another one coming out. Okay, come on.
So just in case you might be driving, I'll go ahead and read this. On July 16th, 2022, Columbus police officers and Muskogee Sheriff's Department deputies had a tense conflict at the Muskogee County Jail. Fearing an overcrowded jail, the sheriff's office that runs the facility had asked police to call off a special crime suppression detail. What the heck? Which, by the way, a lot of the people that cops throw to the back of their car, arrest, and throw into a rape cage haven't committed a crime because they haven't left a real victim. But so they said, call off the crime suppression unit detail involving the Georgia State Patrol. Thank you, Curtis Lewis, for that super chat. I've never seen gang versus gang like this. And that's what it is. This is a turf war between gangs. Yeah, it's not the Crips and the Bloods, but it is the sheriff's office versus the Georgia State Patrol and the local police department. That's all this is. It's just acceptable, authoritative, official gang operations. Police refused, so the jail changed the booking order for prisoners. Instead of first come, first serve, deputies, prisoners would be booked first, then state troopers, then police officers. So those are the three agencies you have right there. You have the sheriff's office, you have the state troopers, and then you have local police.
You know him?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know his name. I just know him by face. Come on.
Let me just read that so in case you're driving. When the jail denied officers entry and let a deputy cut in front of them because they were waiting for a while. And then this deputy goes, oh, I'm going to go in. It's like, no, you're not. We've been waiting here for a long time. Okay, watch me. Police blocked that deputy's car in. Tempers flared, leading to the standoff. They act like complete children. And you know what? If your job, officers, sheriff's department, police officers, Georgia State Patrol, if your job, as you say, is to protect and serve the public, wait till you see they get a burglary call during this, and the guy who could go on the burglary call is blocked in by the other police officers. What does that say about you guys in your viewpoint toward the public?
Hey, Snipes, they're still denying us. Dudley left with his body, so that's 3.
We requested police body cam footage from 13
So
officers.
they got one
The
in
city
there,
blurred
and
some
he still
footage to
won't.
hide prisoners' faces.
God bless America. They won't let us in.
They won't let y'all in. They won't let me in.
Ain't that right?
Hmm?
Ain't that right?
Nah, you go in there before us, I'm gonna raise hell.
Watch this.
I'm gonna file a complaint, a legitimate
That
complaint.
might look good. That's a mean bun. Go at home. Boom. Out of there.
I'm going to file a complaint. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Dude, if you keep trying to take my freedoms, if you try to infringe on my rights, you know, just a regular member of the public talking to a police officer, I'm going to file a complaint. They're like, file a complaint, whatever. Sheriff's Department, same thing. File a complaint. It doesn't matter. Comes from the sheriff himself. I'm just a deputy. I just work here. The sheriff said, see how far your complaint's going to go. Same with us. We'll investigate ourselves and we'll get back to you. When you file a complaint with them, they're like, no, we found that we've done absolutely no wrongdoing. It's a completely corrupt system.
Central, SB1, please.
Lieutenant Ness, you're about to get a complaint. 100%. That is the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life.
Hey.
If that's the most unprofessional thing that he's seen in his whole life, then he hasn't been paying attention to how cops routinely act to the public. Rights Crispy, what are you doing, man? How you doing? Thank you very much for that super chat. If you haven't visited Rights Crispy's channel, that's one of those guys who's keeping it real on the internet and is constantly putting out some really, really good content. I pulled a deputy's IA report, internal affairs report, and he was busted by Columbus police for working at a strip club. Same deputies falsely arrested me.
So wait a minute.
Don't yell it. Don't start yelling. Hey, come on.
All right, I'm gonna file a complaint.
That's fine. That's fine. Good. How are you? Tell them. Y'all have directives. I have directives. Sheriff says ain't nobody coming in. Only 5 at a time. SO and GSP has priority.
So, SO has priority,
And
even
GSP
though.
and then you guys. I mean, this is beyond my control. I don't have anything, so don't yell at me. All right.
So what he's saying is, okay, the sheriff's office has priority, and then it's GSP, and then it's you local police officers, but that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go down. Now, these cops that are listening to what this lieutenant, the sheriff's deputy lieutenant is saying, are in the, they're used to being in the driver's seat. They're used to talking to the public and getting their way. Well, right now, at this moment, they are not getting their way. And it's truly a beautiful thing on the one side. On the other side, somebody's, being held up. There's a burglary. They could respond to it. Typically, they're 97, 98% after the fact so that they can just write up the report. But the point is, they could be using their resources instead of squabbling among themselves with this little gang-operated turf war. They could be out there stopping rape, stopping murder, stopping theft. But that's really not what they're there for.
Last one gets cleared, I'm going to bring in 5.
Yeah, unless another SO unit shows up.
This is not my decision.
Because I'm about to have a stroke.
Have one. I got to say, the good thing about this, if there was ever a silver lining, is that with these 3 agencies squabbling among themselves, it keeps them off the road and keeps them from interfering with, harassing, and caging us.
This is a failure of justice.
And the jail does not like us, so we have 5 people sitting here outside waiting. It's wonderful. The sheriff is very pissed with us, okay? And he runs the jail, so.
Them goddamn supervisors can.
I understand. I get that.
So I can get the out the way. All right, so I got a call to go to. I can't go to the call because y'all want to play stupid ass childish game.
And that's sad. If this deputy truly has a call and a crime is truly being committed and a victim is truly being created, and he could go and he could interrupt that and apprehend the criminal and save the victim, it truly is a sad state of affairs that these other two agencies have blocked him in, kept him from doing his duty. We know that the lion's share of their duty, though, is to harass and collect from the rest of us, not to serve and protect.
No, it ain't because of me, man. I got nothing to do with that. Sergeant, I got nothing to do with that. It ain't my goddamn call. It's between the sheriff and the guy that works over there. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Move the goddamn car, or I'm gonna move the myself.
Go move it. How you gonna move it? Move it.
Move the goddamn car, man.
Moving the car.
Why? Huh?
He's in that park.
Now, see how mentally disarmed this sheriff's deputy is talking to another law enforcement official? He would have already pulled out his taser if that was you talking to him instead of this sergeant from this police department. He would have already pulled out the pepper spray. He already had the handcuffs in his hands. He would have already called for backup, and you would already have been on the ground. But because he's talking to his fellow Thin Blue Line badge members, no matter the agency, they still have their backs for the most part, and they'll have their backs. It's just like this thing that happened yesterday or today, either yesterday or the day before. And I can't remember what law enforcement agency it was, but they served a warrant against somebody who had outstanding warrants at 2:30 in the morning, went into their apartment and shot them dead while they were in their bed. You don't see that kind of aggression going toward the Thin Blue Line gang. You see them covering for each other. You see them investigating themselves and getting back to you and saying, we've done nothing wrong, and you're just going to have to suck it up. They're out there generally committing criminal activity while they're dressed as law enforcement officials. But if it's true that these cops are blocking his way from doing something that would otherwise be, considered good, if any of the rest of us did it, that's a bad day. That's not good.
You're acting like a bunch of goddamn kids, man. I'm gonna go get my stuff because this is getting stupid. I'm not gonna be de-armed outside of the jail.
De-armed. He gets a weapon.
Somebody get the goddamn car so I can get out. They want to play games because y'all ain't letting them in, so they don't want to let me out. I hope I don't see you getting your ass whooped on the street because I'm gonna drive the by and you can tell your goddamn supervisor and everybody else I sit there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Do it. I'll see you in the car because I got a goddamn car to go to. You don't want to move the goddamn car, huh? Yeah, don't stop for me. Don't stop for me.
So just to reiterate, this is the deputy right here. This is the deputy. And let's see, why can't we see that? Yeah, there we go. This is the deputy. This is his car. And this is the sergeant whose fellow police officer over here has this deputy blocked in who's got to go to a call. Now, it may be a good thing. This may be a call. I heard it was a burglary call. I'm thinking it was, but let's say it was a call that, we got a guy out here in front of the post office with a camera. If that's the kind of call, maybe it's good that that cop hasn't blocked in. But otherwise, if it's a call where there's truly a victim, that's being victimized by a true criminal, let this guy go. Come on, what's the deal? This is Sergeant Vincent Lockhart Jr. from the Columbus Police Department right here on the left. Yeah, imagine if they only jailed.
I'm probably gonna quit. This is this is so stupid.
Back it up so we don't have to bring his ass.
Listen, man, I'm only doing what my supervisor told me. I understand. This is ridiculous, and I hate that I'm dealing with this shit.
So he's admitting, I'm only doing what I'm told. I'm only blocking this guy, your sheriff's deputy, because I was told to do that. Instead of him using critical thinking skills, this police officer, instead of saying, hey, there might be a real crime out there. There might be somebody about to die. Of course I'm going to unblock you. Of course I'm going to let you leave. But no, he's going to say, hey, I'm just following orders. I don't have critical thinking. I don't have a moral bone in my body. I've decided to become the conformist who does what he's told, regardless of what is right, instead of doing what is right, regardless of what I'm told.
But you're going to have to talk to the sergeant over there.
No, I'll be talking to the chief. Hey, chief, I'm sorry.
Going to escalate
we got
this.
a situation over here. We got CPD won't let our guys out. and they're about to go to blows. I'm asking your CPD officer to back up his car, and he's saying that his supervisor told him not to let it.
And again, no one on our side is threatening.
We're having a tit for tat over here.
So this lieutenant says, yeah, they're about to go to blows, talking to the chief, and the guy with the body cam is saying, hey, nobody's threatening anybody here, but they will threaten you. Now, we're not threatening the Thin Blue Line gang, because we're all a part of this same brotherhood, the same fraternal order of police. So let's get this straight right now. Nobody's threatening anybody. Now, if it was the public, that's a different story.
Hold on. Roll down your window. Here you go. Talk to your chief, please.
He's going to give him the phone.
We gotta stop playing these games. This is retarded.
Yes.
I know most of us are kind of at a standstill. Do I have anybody on Forest Road reference to 7511?
Hey, Sergeant, we got it.
We're all standing on the wall of the jail.
Who car is it? Hey, move your car, bro.
Fantastic.
All right, I'm getting who your sergeant is.
Okay, you got the Roid monster on the scene now. Hey, move your car, bro. I don't care who your chief is. You need to move this car. Come on, man. Now, roids are illegal for you to take, but cops, they can take them all day. It's no problem, and they don't experience road rage or anything. Roid rage.
He's with the chief.
Okay.
Sorry, he's with the chief. Sorry.
What's your name?
Give him a second. I hear you.
What is it, Sally Board? Yes, sir.
Go ahead and back it up.
He had to. Okay, so the chief already told this cop on the phone, go ahead and back it up. And now the lieutenant's going, because he likes to exert his authority. Go ahead and back it up. I know the chief already told you to back it up, but I want to assert my authority too, because it makes me feel good. It gives me a dopamine hit.
Hey, Fairbanks, no. You stay right there, man.
Now the sergeant tells him not to move.
Sarge. Now your sergeant over here telling him not to move.
So the lieutenant is still talking to the chief of the sheriff's department on the phone, and the sergeant is telling the guy that the chief just told to move, don't move. Chief says move. Well, she told me to move. I'm your sergeant. You stay there. This guy should go, I don't care. There's a potential crime in progress. There's a person whose life is on the line. They need our help. Go ahead and fire me. It doesn't matter. Write me up. Do whatever you're going to do, but I'm going to do what I think is the right thing. They don't do that. They can't think outside the box, guys.
Chief said he's not moving. We got to get somebody over here. We got to put this.
Bunch of babies, man.
This ain't respectful.
Hey, they got my guy locked in. What I gotta do with this shit? Like,
I don't want to fight. Everybody in. What I like is I gotta split this up, guys, because of fair use. It's hard to imagine a more stupid, dangerous way of making decisions than by putting these decisions in the hands of people who pay no price for being wrong. A Thomas Sowell quote. This is exactly why police officer screening is so important. This person says, I'm pleased that officers on both sides can now experience what it's like to deal with officious law enforcement. I totally agree. Here, now you get a little dose of what we have to deal with, only minus the tasers, minus the tear gas, minus the handcuffs, minus being apprehended and kidnapped and thrown into a rape cage and thrown down on the ground and have your nose busted on the concrete. So it's really not the same. It's not the same.
I try to get through, and they immediately halfway open it, shut it on me, and I hear through there's a deputy saying this to me on the radio, that female officer's trying to get into the door. Do not let her in that door. Do not let any officer through that door.
from PD.
From the jailer. The jailers are saying that through their radio. So they won't even let us through the door. There's one person inside there, and now they book the sheriff guys out, and he's like screaming at us to move our vehicles. They won't even let any of our guys in. They won't book any of our guys.
They won't throw any of our criminals that we apprehended into a rape cage. And guys, I don't even know what the percentage is. It's a high percentage who haven't even committed a crime. There's no victim. But see, this whole squabbling is over jail availability and agency priority. But the jail availability speaks to them committing crimes against the public, throwing the public into jail where they get they get a fine, and then they have a court appearance, which wastes their time and wastes their money on taxpayer dime. So, I mean, there's so many different levels and nuances to this thing. On one hand, it's good that they're being tied up because now they're not committing their criminal activity on the streets. On the other side, it's sad that we're actually footing the bill for this. Taxpayers, they pay their taxes to have these people do this kind of thing right here. And this is just stuff that we see on video.
They won't even let us in to use the bathroom, nothing. Nothing.
This is the. I think this is where.
This is it.
This is as bad as it can get.
Like, we can't principle someone's crime, man.
This is as bad as it's pretty bad, dude. Because
I can't even believe they would say that. This is as bad as it gets. No, try being disarmed by politicians and then the law enforcers come along and arrest you because they're just doing what the politician says. That's as bad as it gets. Try being flashbanged. Try having your child in your crib be flashbanged, or your dog shot, or you shot in your bed like happened the other day, in whatever state it was. Ridiculous. This is as bad as it gets for you guys. Wow, you guys are on vacation then.
this is really. That deputy was saying, I'm about to arrest you for obstruction.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
This guy's got a call, but then my sergeant's telling me not to move.
Right. I have this.
Then what should you have done? Well, my sergeant's telling me not to move. A life of a member of the public could be in jeopardy. How about I just exercise a little bit of critical thinking and I just move so that we can save somebody? How about that? And then let the truth chips fall where they may. Well, the reason I moved in direct violation of my superior officer's command was because I thought that a human life, a member of the public, was worth more than me obeying a command.
When I started back in, he told me to stop and got to. What about arrested all of them for not doing their job?
Alright. Okay.
This is crazy. Embarrassing.
Stay tuned, guys, because I just found that incident. It's the Columbus, Ohio Police Department executing a search warrant at 2:30 a.m. and shoot an unarmed man. So you know what was executed? Not a search warrant, but an innocent individual in his bed. So stay tuned. I'll bring that over to the screen in a second. There's only 2 minutes left on this.
Yeah. I really wish this is not my car right there, dude. I'm gonna leave the keys in there, dude. I really not wanting to be a part of to get charged with a crime, dude, for a stand, dude. I'm telling you right now, bro.
I'm transferring.
Possession Schedule 2, obstruction, and drug-related objects.
So far, it's all felony.
What was that?
I'm transferring.
Not wanting to.
So here's what the guy that he has in the back of his cruiser is they're taking him to jail for. Let's see.
To be a part of to get charged with a crime, dude, for a stand, dude. I'm telling you right now, bro.
I'm transferring.
Possession Schedule 2, obstruction, and drug-related objects.
What? I didn't get that. Something related objects, but possession and obstruction. So so the guy that he wants to throw into the rape cage is going to be thrown into the rape cage per this police officer for possession of something the politician said that you shouldn't have, and obstruction, which is completely bogus. Obstruction of what? Obstruction of injustice, which is truly justice, but they call it the obstruction of justice. So he doesn't even have a criminal there. I didn't hear that third part, something about an object, but it's not even a criminal. Did he violate? Is he a rapist? Is he a murderer? Did he steal somebody's stuff? Did he damage somebody's property and didn't pay for it? Did he threaten somebody's life? I didn't hear any of that. Possession of Schedule 2. Politicians said that they couldn't have it, and if we find you with it, then we, as the law enforcers for the politicians and the banking class, if we hear about that, then we're just going to follow orders. We're just doing our jobs. We didn't write the laws. We're going to enforce them with an emphasis on force.
So far, it's all felony.
Felony.
Get in your cars before you people outside the gate.
Get in your car before your prisoner out the fence.
let her go home. Write me a damn court date and let me go to court.
All CPD prisoners at the jail, just leave me out there on
The only guy who's making any kind of sense is the guy that they want to throw, one of the guys they want to throw into the rape cage. Just write me a citation. You know, give me a court date. You know where I live. You know what my license number is. You already got my ID and everything written down. You know what? Put one of those tracking devices on my, you know, if he truly committed a crime, put it on my ankle. What? Flight risk? Okay, you'll Google will help you locate me.
in between the street, between the building of the SO and the CPD. We'll have our meeting there. Let's have a seat. Watch your head, okay?
Officers take prisoners to 6th Avenue.
It's sad, man. They doing this shit.
Watch your legs, okay?
Police prisoners were released with a court summons.
He threatened to arrest me in Fairbanks for obstruction, and in Lockhart, and also said he was going to ram the car. So I mean,
He's gonna pass right by us if he ever sees us getting our ass beat on the street.
Rock bottom. Stop recording.
Oh, somebody said it was drug-related objects. What, like paraphernalia? Columbus Police Chief Freddie Blackman, Sheriff Greg Countryman, and Mayor Skip Henderson afterward said the agencies still work well together. That's your PR firm peddling propaganda. So let me show you this real quick before we bug out of here. This is what I was talking about. I'm not going to show the actual shooting, guys. I want YouTube to know that. I'm not going to show this actual shooting. But what I will, I'll tell you what I will do is I will retweet this. And if you want to see the actual thing, let me go and retweet it right now. Let me quote tweet. Let me see. Let me quote tweet it and then you can find it over there. Because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Check this out. All right. So if you want to find this, just go to High Impact Flicks on Twitter, because I'm not going to show the actual shooting, but I'll show you the footage that leads up to the shooting. Columbus Police Department executing a search warrant. They're in another man's house. Okay. I don't know all the details. I don't know what the search warrant was executed for, but you know, sometimes these search warrants are executed for somebody who did not create a victim, who didn't actually commit a crime.
Here, come up and leave. Here.
Come get another car.
Here. You want to watch that? I'm worried in the back.
Oh, they want to shoot somebody. I'm in another man's house.
we're gonna send that dog in.
Okay. Now this guy right here, I'm not going to show it. So this person is in their bed. In the next couple frames, which I'm not going to play, I haven't shown the shooting yet, just to let you know, and I'm not going to show it. But this cop right here pulls his gun out, the cop with the dog pulls his gun out, and then ends this person's life right here. After the deed is done, after the person, not the warrant, is executed, the cop who's holding this gun right here with the body cam says, I saw something, he's got something in his hand. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. And that's how they cover the Thin Blue Line gang, the cult members who are out there not serving and protecting, but harassing and collecting. This is the Columbus Police Department. If I get more information on this, I may do a video on it. It didn't look, even initially to me, I played this in slow motion like this person had a firearm. But this is a dangerous situation, sending armed agents into your house at night. They're already skittish. They're already scared. They're already fearful that something's going to happen to their life, and they want to go home safe above anything else, above serving justice onto the public, above doing the right thing. They want to go home safe. That's how scared they are. They have itchy trigger fingers, and this is the kind of thing that happens. Now, I don't know what this person did. Maybe this person's a mass murderer. Or maybe this person just, got on the police blacklist. Maybe this person was recording on a public street the duties and activities of law enforcement officers and they didn't like it. Who knows what this person did? More than likely, they didn't actually commit a crime. That's the way reality plays out. So let me go back to the chat room here before we bug out of here. Because again, I don't want to waste anybody's time here. Let's see. What just happened? Somebody said something. Hey, AQI Audits, thanks for becoming a member, man. I appreciate that. I think that's pretty much it. Anybody have any question about this standoff between the Columbus police gang, the Georgia police gang? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's the end of this. Pretty sad state of affairs when your tax dollars go toward a squabble like this that any child can start. Western Colorado Press, thanks for being here. Masky Man, Axioms Revolt. Thanks, Channel 3. Appreciate that. Another channel said misuse of firearm warrant. Let's see here. If you want to just stick around, I don't even know how many people are in here. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like this, content, there's only 186 likes. Let's see if we can get it up to 200 likes before we leave. Let me see. Let me go to. Wow, that's slow. Shoot man in bed. Okay. Washington Compost Pile, the Communist News Network. Let's see. Body camera shows video of Columbus police officer fatally shooting. Let's see. All right, for poops and giggles, let's go ahead and see what the Communist Counterfeit Clinton News Network says. What was the warrant for? That's all I'm interested in. Body camera video shows Columbus, Ohio police officer fatally shooting an unarmed 20-year-old. Oh, of course, he's got to be black. They're going to make this a race thing. Oh, boy. Police in Columbus, Ohio released a body camera video shows a police officer shoot an unarmed black man in his bed. Devon Lewis, 20, died Tuesday after being shot by Columbus officers Ricky Anderson, a 30-year veteran. And he's still that scared? Don't go into somebody's house at 2:30 in the morning. How about you wait till he comes out of his house at 8 o'clock in the morning and then pick him up? Wouldn't that be a little bit safer? Jeez, I mean, like, there's so many different options that you had, but you chose the option of going into a man's house while he's sleeping. Real smart. You know, a lot of people sleep with a firearm under their pillows or next to their nightstand. 30-year veteran with the Columbus Division of Police assigned to the K-9 unit. Rex Elliott, an attorney, said at a news conference Thursday morning that there was no justification for the officer to discharge his weapon. Donovan was unarmed and he was abiding by police commands to come out of his room when he was shot. And it didn't look like he was in bed. Come on, what's this guy doing? This is a lawyer lying. He was not coming out of his room. He was abiding by police commands to come out of his room. No, he wasn't. Let's just be honest here. Let's see. What was the warrant for? The shooting is under investigation by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Anderson is currently on paid administrative leave. Thank you, taxpayers. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. on Tuesday in an apartment building where uniformed officers were serving a felony warrant for domestic violence and assault and improper handling of a firearm. So a felony warrant, so domestic violence and assault would be a crime if it was true and if there was really a victim. But even with this, why couldn't you have waited till 8? I'm sure you know where the guy lives. Why not pick him up at work? Why not pick him up? That's even a better idea. Wait till he goes to work if he's got a job. Yeah, he is 20 years old, but he's got an apartment, so he's probably making some money or he's dealing drugs or whatever. Just wait till he steps out of his apartment and then have agents approach him and do it that way. Nobody had to die here. Besides, wouldn't you feel awful funny if it was your job to break down somebody's door at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, know that they're in there sleeping and they'll probably protect their castle or at least die trying? Isn't that dangerous for you too as a law enforcer? Unbelievable how little thought that these badged agents put into this kind of thing. What's up, San Joaquin Valley Transparency? If you are like new to the auditing community, some of the top tier people in the auditing community are people like San Joaquin Valley Transparency. He's a real good dude. His name's David. He's got a good channel. He puts out good content. He's got great observations. I just anytime I turn on one of these auditing channels like San Joaquin Valley Transparency. I learn so much. So if you haven't, David, if you wouldn't mind putting your channel link down below, and also Rights Crispy, put your channel link down there. AQI Audits, thank you for that super chat. Never knew there was an option for membership. Money well spent. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I think a lot of people don't know that you can actually become a member of the channel. It's only like $2.99 a month or whatever. Let's see. Those auditor people, I always think one day they're going to run into the wrong guy who's just itching to do it, and there are people like that. Yeah, that is the scary part. That's why, I mean, like, if you think about it, who has more courage? The guy with the camera filming the badged armed enforcers, or the guy with the guns with unlimited resources and unlimited backup that can put helicopters in the air and dogs on the ground and, you know, multiple firearms pointed at you? Those law enforcers are the cowards. The ones who are the courageous ones are the guys with the video cameras trying to add some kind of layer of transparency to our society, filming the cowards. Those are the courageous guys. San Joaquin Valley Transparency just dropped the link. So please click on that link. If you're, how many people are in this room right now? 457. So if you're not familiar with San Joaquin Valley, just watch the last 3 videos or something. Do some binge watching on San Joaquin Valley Transparency and Rights Crispy. Really good stuff, man. You'll learn a lot. Really good stuff. News Now Ninja is another one. Check out News Now Ninja. He does. I love News Now Ninja too, because when he goes out there, he's like so cool and just puts it to the cops in a way that almost makes them psychologically have to receive it and kind of digest it. He's kind of one of those guys who, when he says something, it's a little bit disarming. You know what I mean? Because I think News Now Ninja is one of those guys who tries to get the cop down onto the human level so that we can make some headway and some progress. Because let's face it, guys, these clowns in uniforms, we're going to all need each other one day. There is a great reset, the 4th Industrial Revolution. You'll own nothing and be happy psychopaths out there who literally want to take everything from us. Look what's happening in the UK. Look what happened in Colorado. 22,000 people in Colorado. If you're in Colorado right now, let me know if you're among these 22,000. But apparently 22,000 people signed up for some program with the electric department where they got not a smart meter, but a smart thermostat. And 22,000 of those people were locked out of their thermostat to where it was getting up to like 88 degrees in people's houses, and they could not change the temperature because somebody else controlled that. That's where we're heading, guys. People in UK right now are paying 3, 4 times, sometimes 5 times more for electricity. There's this pastry shop that was used to paying 12,000 pounds. I don't know what that equates to in dollars, but now it's 64,000 pounds. They're going to go out of business because they can't pay their electric bill. And one of the reasons is because electricity's going up because all this stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine. It all just seems like we're going to need those badge law enforcers to come down to the level of humanity. And we're going to all need to be back to back one of these days and watch out for each other. That's what it's going to have to come to. Here's Constitutional Auditor's channel. Thanks, San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Those are, yeah, exactly, Western Colorado citizen. Those were Excel customers. That's what, see, sometimes I get my news from like Trish. She's across the room and she'll read something to me. I'm like, oh, whoa, send me that. That's pretty interesting. People need to know about this kind of stuff. Don't sign on to this kind of stuff. When you sign on to this kind of stuff with a corporation who's probably backed by, government subsidies, and it looks like it's a good deal, there are no free lunches. There are always going to be strings attached, and it's not going to work out to your benefit. Sitting there on a 98-degree day, and it's 89, 90 degrees inside your house, and you can't even change the thermostat because the government's got everything under control. 7 Freedom Audits channel. I don't know anything about the LIA. Who's that? LIA. I don't know who that is. Is pushing Freemasonry. Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Where we at? 39 minutes. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel and share if you want to become a member. I'd really appreciate that. This video is brought to you by government, governo and mentis. Those are the Latin words, which literally means mind control. Government is mind control. Another synonym for government is slavery. It's people, somebody somewhere, or a group of people thinks they have the right to rule you. They have the right to initiate unjust force and violence on peaceful people who haven't done anything wrong. There are actually psychopaths out there who think that, and it's up to us to stave that off. If we don't, our children are going to have a real bad world. Thank you for joining. Please hit that like button before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Take care.